that we for a long time as a community have put a high value on education. So in a world where the tailwinds are in assets and their utilisation, are in the health and well-being of communities and individuals, and in the creation and transfer of knowledge, there are significant opportunities others see here that we should be proud to promote. The University of Canterbury has created 3 buckets of activities into which it wishes to shape itself going forward. Obviously, there is the challenge of better utilising our own resources to make sure we are indeed an effective and efficient developer and promoter of a world-class learning environment. That goes without saying. That's the business of being good at what we do. We're also now committed to concentrate our efforts, recognising that the scale and complexity of knowledge in the world is such that we simply don't have the capacity to do everything anybody wants. But for a university, choosing to choose is actually a big choice. And then within that, making those choices of what to let go so that we might concentrate our efforts more is going to be hard. In some ways, the earthquake has helped. While we don't want to become known as a quake university, as I've already said, the new data emerging about every aspect of our society and our community can't help but inform what skills and capabilities we need, what skills and capabilities we will create, and what knowledge we will come to have acquired. But mainly, one of our 3 buckets was to connect better with our stakeholders, all our communities. And in that connecting, we've identified that what the university really has always wanted to be known for was its people, and to prepare those people and have those people prepared to make a difference. And interestingly enough, through the last 15 months, we've got increased clarity about what we really mean by that. It's about what kind of graduate, in the business sense, product, output, or in the government's current sense, outcome, do you want from your learning environment? What are the characteristics of a great university graduate? Well, we think those characteristics are, of course, that you expect them to master the discipline which they have come to learn. I do want my engineers to be good at mathematics. I do want my accountants to balance the books. But I want much more. What we need are those people in our community who have been prepared, and we think preparing them involves 4 additional opportunities, which exist in part today, and hence the view that what we need to do is build on strengths. And this is where you all come in, because you are all stakeholders in the success of higher education in New Zealand. And because you're here today, you have a particular interest in the success of higher education in this city. We believe that a university graduate will be a better prepared person if, first of all, during their program of study, they have had a work-relevant learning experience, work-integrated learning. In Canada, it's called co-op. In other places, it's called internships. 30% of the University of Canterbury graduates already have a work-relevant experience as part of their program of study. Why not 60%? Why not 70%? Secondly, we have learnt that community engagement should be an integral part of what an employer would expect a new young hire to be able to show. That they have been able not only to master their discipline and have some experience relevant to their planned work, but also that during their program of study they have taken an opportunity to engage with the community. We kind of learnt that from the students themselves, and you heard earlier from Sam. He's not yet one of my graduates. I keep reminding him he needs to do that. However, it was the University of Canterbury student body that created its own leadership. It created not the opportunity, but responded to that opportunity. Thirdly, in addition to work-integrated learning experiences and community engagement, we're pretty convinced that a small island nation trading with the world needs to make sure young people continue to have opportunities for international experience and exposure. That the old OE is going to become increasingly difficult to do with closed job markets in Europe and high unemployment rates in most of the Western world. Apart from driving trucks in the summer in Australia, we think we should increase the opportunities for study abroad for credit during your program of study at the university. The University of Canterbury has over 70 partner universities around the world, often driven by research interests of our faculty, but increasingly with exchange agreements in place. We always had those, but the importance of them was revealed to us by, guess what? The earthquake. When the University of Adelaide, Christchurch's city university, reached out and offered up to 500 places to University of Canterbury students for the first semester of 2011, no tuition fees, $50 a week contribution to accommodation. We'll negotiate with Qantas to get you a cheap plane. Normally it takes universities 2 to 3 years to negotiate exchange agreements while we fiddle around figuring out whether we like the other people and trust their quality. We had 170 students start studying at the University of Adelaide 7 days after the offer was made. Extraordinary reflection on the flexibility of our staff and the willingness of our students to take a chance. So, study abroad for credit, increasingly an important thing you as an employer might look for on the CV of a young graduate. We've created outbound financial assistance for those students willing to embark on this little endeavour, because when we asked them why more didn't go, there were only 2 reasons. One was, if it's not for credit, I'm wasting my time, and time is valuable. And secondly, where do I get the money? I still have to pay my rent at home, on my flat, or in my hostel, and I have to live somewhere when I'm overseas. And the fourth one is equally important, and again one that we know but we learnt more about after the earthquake. To be effective in the world, our graduates are going to have to operate in a bicultural New Zealand and a multicultural world. My generation may have just been able to get away with cultural incompetence, but I'm afraid that's not going to survive or set our young graduates up well in the future. New Zealand is a bicultural nation. Whether you believe it or whether you like it, there is a special standing and relationship in this community for Maori. But all of us, Maori included, exist in a multicultural world, where to conduct business, seize opportunities, and just feel comfortable. We need to know and understand more about those of different ethnicities, nationalities, and worldviews. If the University of Canterbury is to take advantage of its opportunities, it won't be because we create the best of a particular discipline which is in short supply and for which there are job opportunities next year. It will be because we create graduates who are able to provide leadership in a world where so much is unknowable, where the jobs that they will do and the companies that they will lead cannot be imagined today. You can play your part by ensuring that our institution gets some support as we move through the next few years. Your support can be through advocacy and understanding. It can be through helping us create work-integrated learning experiences, community engagement opportunities, and of course we always like your money, but that's another night. So, I was asked to talk about a learning environment. I think the right way to think about this is that our whole city has, whether it chose to or not, become a world-class learning environment. You're here today because you wanted to learn. Our students are here because they want to learn. But the reality is we've all got so much that we can learn, and it'll take a lifetime. Thank you.